Hey,
everybody.
What's going on, folks?
Looks like we have Nathan Petway. We have Hello Son. We have Darren.
We have the esteemed Royal Ernie Hatmaker.
No, that's from the other night, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think she's on. But if she is, hello, Ernie. But I don't think she's on. That's been there for a couple of days since we saw her that night.
Maybe she's still on.
I don't know.
Maybe she's been on for...
We have...
Hey, Chris from Tillman Family Farms. How you doing, sir? Put my cheaters on here. Put them on down there.
Your old man glasses?
Yes, I can do this all day. Doug does that. Doug Cave, he does.
Who?
Doug.
Doug.
Commander Bacon.
Oh, okay. Hello, Adrienne. We're fixing to see her in just a minute. Hello, Kyle.
How is everybody? Let me get logged onto my phone.
We got Jake from Nunya, Texas on the back 20. Hey,
Jake, how you doing, man? How you doing, my man?
So glad to see y'all.
It's hot in here. You wouldn't think so as cold as it is outside.
I'm not hot.
Have you been running the
Look
heat?
at our shirts. We got our shirts.
Oh, yep.
I did my shirts today.
Yes, you did. Now, she did mine first. Go figure.
Mine looks better. I even got the little, I didn't think I was going to be able to weed out the northeast, south, and west, but I got mine on mine. He doesn't have it on his. He's not special.
Yeah, I'm not, but I'll take whatever I can get. Three Creek Farms. Mine's a little off, a little crooked, a little off center.
This was my first shirt I ever did.
That's right, but I'm not complaining.
Yes, he
got
is.
a shirt.
He is complaining.
Got a shirt.
Don't let him fool you.
This will be a work shirt.
An outside shirt.
That's
so it's
right.
all good.
It'll be outside. I need to turn inside out.
Huh? No,
I'm trying to get on. Let's see.
How did you already get something on it?
Because you fed me dinner.
Oh, my Lord.
Like you always do. You took care of me.
My goodness. How's everybody tonight? What's been going on? Anything exciting? We got a fun night planned.
Yes, we do. We're excited.
We're so excited to talk to Adrienne.
Number one in our we haven't had a buffer in a while.
James is a little crooked to the shirt matches.
That's right. That's right.
Can y'all see us now? I know it went out for a minute. I think we lost internet at the house for a second. Stupid internet.
Yeah, the hamster. You didn't feed the hamster today.
I forgot.
Protein shake?
So I'm going to connect you to the internet here. I hope they can hear us.
We've got to do that.
Wait, now the internet's up. Okay. I think we have the internet again. Children. Anybody that's a children that lives at our home, stay internet. The hamster can't work that hard.
No, I think we kicked them all out, made them feel bad, just so they'd leave and stay out. Whoa, let's turn this down. Usually on Monday nights in our area was a pretty good time for internet. You know, nobody, the first day back at work, they stayed off, you know, because we've got, I think, you know, 2 pair of copper lines that run the whole freaking road here in the country. So it tended to be a decent time when we were metering, we were watching the speed. So, which is all of our high speed is 4 megabytes.
Yeah, four.
That is high speed out
1, 2, 3, 4, not 50, 25, whatever the other people have. 4.
Yeah, 4. That's high. So, but
hey, Brenda.
It's not our normal. Miss Brenda Baker in the house.
Thanks for joining.
It's in and out, Chris. And Chris isn't far. Now, Chris, I know you live out there. Now, where you live is country as well. You have high speed where you live, Chris? Adrienne said she didn't get high speed or whatever. Henry is jealous because no. Henry is back behind us. Just, if you keep hearing bumping, he keeps coming here. Right here. Stick your head.
Hey, hello.
Say hello, Henry. Say, hey, everybody.
He has to get in the video.
He's doing autograph tours. He's a cameraman.
How do we get this link? Do you know that?
Go to get back.
I'll let you do it. We're looking for something real quick. Hold on. We'll be right back. We interrupt this program for Angela to look for something. I need it on here so I can see his face.
I'm working on it. Give me a minute.
Might be over here. Hold on. Nope. It doesn't want us to copy and paste.
Yes, it does.
Okay. All right, we're back. All right, the knee's doing real good. My doctor said it's perfect. He said that my knee was horrible, of course, when he did the surgery. He said it's one of the worst one he's done in a while, of course, you know. But he said it's super, super stable right now.
There's the link. You can copy it.
Oh.
Yeah, what?
No,
Chris?
No, I can't.
Oh, you can't copy that. Chris, we're above Columbus, so you can't use that, Chris, as your analogy.
You like this better in the recliners, Brenda? James did not like the recliners.
I didn't like the recliners at all. We were spread apart. I didn't like the view. Now we could lower this down, and it would be good. So next time we might lower it down a little bit, because it is pointing down at us. But I didn't like the recliners. I didn't like. We felt too far apart. I like to be Mutt Henry. Nathan's in my recliner right now, Brenda. And Nathan's calling you a mutt, Henry. But that's where Henry is. He's in the recliner. I actually see it rocking right now because he's in the recliner. Got to remember to look up here.
Hello, Celtic Roots Farm. I don't know how we got to read what people saying.
Celtic Roots.
Is it Celtic or Celtic? Y'all tell me. Celtic?
I'm going to win this. If they say it's Celtic, they're calling themselves the wrong thing. I would say it's Celtic Roots Farm.
Okay, well, let's see what they say.
Is it C, like the soft C, or is it like a K? Now, because a lot riding on this.
Hard K, soft C.
Yeah, hard K or soft C?
Hard C, soft C.
That's right.
We got to know.
We need to know.
I think I'm going to win.
You got to get this right.
New Hampshire. I would love to go to New Hampshire. It's one of those states. I'm going to New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. Do like a.
Oh, man. See, they're just siding with you because you're bigger than I am.
Did they say I was right?
Yeah.
I know things.
No, I don't agree. See, everybody picks your side all the time. Even Darren. Darren picks your side.
Yeah.
That's right. Everybody picks your side. It's conspiracy against me.
All right, guys.
Are
we ready for the main event?
Yes. I want to, bring her on so that I can introduce why we're doing this.
Okay, we'll go ahead and tell you, then we'll bring her on.
We're starting a series this week. Sometimes they bring in bigger channels to try.
Celtic is a basketball team. It's a basketball team. Celtic is like what is it? The Irish? Is it Irish?
Those are the ones that wear kilts.
No, I don't know.
Okay, we'll leave that out of this conversation.
Okay, well let's not try to figure out stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, some channels bring on bigger channels to try to, for different reasons or this or that. Our whole point of a Creekside Chat, we're thinking about, the whole premise behind it is hopefully one day we'll have enough cellular service around here to actually sit around our creek and have a chat, have a live. But it's people for one reason or another that have touched us in our heart, in our minds, that have affected us, our channel, or our lives in our community, in our YouTube community, deeper than just a sub, just a subscriber, or us being just a viewer. Whether they have 2 subscribers, whether they have 10,000 subscribers is irrelevant. They have touched us one way or another. And it was very important for us to get Miss Adrienne Smith on here. One, because Miss Adrienne, whether she knows it or not, had that impact on us, especially on me. I've been following Adrienne since right after her inception onto YouTube.
He has been. And then he introduced me to Adrienne.
And 2, because Miss Adrienne has a lot of stuff going on now. She recently recently changed some things in our channel and has a lot of stuff going on in her life right now that we thought was very important. And any exposure we can get to her better. But I don't know that Miss Adrienne knows how much she affected us in our YouTube channel. So that was something that we thought was very important to spotlight to Adrienne and to spotlight it publicly. So that is indeed why we brought her on. Our intention is to do our Creekside Chats on every other Monday night. We go live at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So we'll do our normal lives that we do just on every other Monday, and then try to do our Creekside Chats. So those of you that you have affected our lives, and you know who you are, don't be dodging the emails and don't be dodging the calls, because we'll track you down. And then some of you will be surprised.
So we got David on here. Hello, son.
Hey, son.
We have, he said, Celtic roots said anything Scottish, Irish, Welsh. Welsh is Celtic. Okay. But the Celtics are something different. That's a basketball team.
Okay. All right.
We're going to bring Adrienne on. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Miss Adrienne.
You guys are so sweet.
It's well deserved, dear. Well deserved.
I'm glad I could help.
So, Miss Adrienne,
I did.
I don't know what it is, right? And most people don't. But Miss Adrienne, tell us a little. I know you were in. So you've been in social media for quite a while, correct?
Yeah.
What did you before you came in? You started your YouTube channel when? But before that, you were well involved in other streams, in other issues, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little about that.
Well, at YouTube, yeah, I started YouTube, I think August 2020. And before that, I was mostly just like blogging. I did that like a long time ago, but blogging and Facebook and Instagram and all those things. And there was something called Steam It. And I was doing that for a while, which was kind of like a, you could earn cryptocurrency in blogs for writing blogs and stuff. So I met actually kind of a lot of popular homesteaders on that side. One was Bobblehead Homestead and Rose from, oh golly, I can't remember her channel name. She has goats and a new baby. Anyway, I can't remember her channel. Wholesome Roots, I think.
Oh, yes, she's right around the corner from us, actually.
He's at one there and helped them a couple of times.
Yes, she's right around the corner from us.
Right on.
And they live in the same basement community that we do. So yeah, they're super nice. So if anybody has any questions, y'all put them down in the comments.
Put them in capitals, please. If you have questions, we may very well go back and get them later.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce your channel that you've rebranded and tell us why you rebranded it.
So, short story. Not very long ago, like actually in September, Dan and I decided to move. Some of you all know me already as Farmstead Smith. We have 20 acres here in Central Oregon. We had donkeys, chickens, ducks, geese, quail, some bunnies, a rabbit, and I was a beekeeper. But since deciding to move only a few months ago, we are doing just like a huge 180 life change. And it's kind of freaky because we never really thought we were going to kind of leave here. So we decided we were going to just go to the U.S. Virgin Islands, and we're keeping specifics to ourselves until we're there. So I'm not going to say which island yet, but that's what we're doing. And so it's like a 180-degree climate change.
Oh yeah,
everything, and it's going to be warm there all the time, no winters, and we just decided we needed something more relaxing and different.
Right. So how did you choose the Virgin Islands? Like, why was that the place? Not like Florida or any not in the like the little 48 or Hawaii or.
I've been bugging Dan to move to some place like Hawaii for a couple years now, but he was always kind of like, no, So I was like, it's either Germany or Hawaii, because I'd go back to Germany in a heartbeat. But we were watching Caribbean Life. It's kind of embarrassing. We're watching Caribbean
I love that
Life.
show.
We're like, wow, we kind of like, we knew the Virgin Islands existed, but we like didn't really like think about it as a place that we could go. And we're like looking into it, and we got so excited that it would be, the US still, but it would be a completely different culture.
Yeah. It will be. It'll be like living in a different country, but it's still part of the United States. And
exactly.
I love the United States Virgin Islands.
And Jake, you've heard of Jake from Nunn, Texas 20 here. We threw his con. He's got a good point, Adrienne. You've heard of live raids. We're all going to do a raid, so I guess you're going to get a huge place down there. We're just going to, it's a wonderful place for everybody to visit, Adrienne.
Well, it'd be kind of funny, though, Jake, because you can go to the BVI, which is the British Virgin Islands. I won't be there, so my spare bedroom amount won't matter. Because I'll be on the U.S. Virgin Islands.
This is true. Come to the That's right. Hey, Heritage, how you doing, guys? Lovely, great family, North Carolina family.
So why did you? Are y'all moving? It's too personal. You don't have to answer.
Well, back to where, because that's a good point. I've had a lot of. We were thinking maybe so you didn't just spin a globe and stick your finger on it and wherever it stopped. Okay, great, we're going to move there. So you wanted to stay in the U.S. territories. You wanted to stay. If you couldn't go to Germany, obviously you wanted to stay somewhere that was the U.S. And Dan wasn't going to Hawaii. You can go to Germany, so that was a good reason. You want to stay somewhere that was still the United States, for lack of better words.
Yeah, just because it's not as much as a hassle. We thought it would be a good kind of stepping stones into maybe someplace else in the Caribbean if we liked it there. So if we're we dig it on the U.S. Virgin Islands, maybe we'll move to, I don't know, Panama or Honduras or something like that. Because we liked being in a different country. It's a lot more wholesome experience when you don't really know what you're doing.
Right. I got you. Now, for the folks that don't know, what are Virgin Islands? What are all or some of the U.S. Virgin Islands?
Well, like I said, I'm going to keep
St. Thomas is one, right?
Like I said, I'm going to keep the specific island to myself until we are there exactly. Right. So if we could keep that under wraps. But there are three main livable islands. There's St. Croix, which is the biggest one. Oh, Benjamin. St. Thomas and
there's Benjamin.
St. John. Come on, go.
What was the last one?
St. John.
Oh, we haven't been to St. John.
So St. John, if we ever go out to St. Thomas, we'll probably go to St. John. Usually, if you cruise in, you can take a boat over to St. John and do a day trip over there.
Okay.
It's really pretty, from what I understand. We love St. Thomas.
We've been to St. Thomas twice. Have we been to St. Croix?
No.
We haven't been to St. Croix either. Okay. Or St. Rox.
We've been to St. Kitts, but that's not the U.S. Virgin Islands.
So that's not a Virgin Island. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it might be a Virgin Island, but it's not a U.S. Virgin Island. I don't even know if it's a British Virgin Island.
I think St. Kitts, is that not a British? I don't know. So, Celtic Roots Farm, are you asking me if I plan out my videos or if I record everything I do and then put content together?
Thank you for joining us.
Go away. So I think you're bugged out a little bit. Oh, you're asking me. Okay. So since they're kind of frozen up over there, I well, before, I, was doing farm content, a lot of it about beekeeping, and let me know if this is still going while they are buffering. So I'm not just talking to nobody, but I think it still goes. But so it was a pretty easy kind of to brain for it. It was pretty easy to like just kind of film whatever I was doing, and then I could like smush stuff together. But I did a lot of somewhat planned content, a bit in the way of like showing how I built like my chicken coop or my nesting boxes and stuff like that. And beekeeping really wasn't planned. I just filmed what I was doing and then edited, because you can't really plan out what you're doing for beekeeping. But I think for they kind of asked me about where my direction of my channel is going. And obviously, well, not obviously.
That was one of our questions also, what direction your channel's going.
Yeah. So when we get there, we're not really going to be doing farm stuff. We don't know if we're going to take that on in the future or not, but it's definitely not going to be right away, because we'll be renting it right at the beginning. And so obviously can't do much. But
bye, Brenda.
Bye, Brenda.
I think we had people on the internet downstairs.
So as far as what I'll talk about now is I have a passion in art and stuff, and I often put it off to the side and to do something else. But I want to try and get that back to as more prominent in my life. And so someone's leaving. Oh, yeah.
Bye, Jake. Bye, Brenda.
And also share what we're doing on the U.S.
Brenda.
Virgin Island we're going to. So I felt like I had to think of a name that was better than Farmstead Smith, even though that was an excellent name, let me tell you. But
it was a good name.
It took a long time, like a few weeks, to come up with something that I felt like was all-encompassing, but didn't corner me into one topic. And
right.
I thought that, so it's called the Dri Journal, and DRI is Dri, like Adrienne, and I thought it kind of sounded like a newspaper name, like the Washington Post or something like that. So I was like, well, it's like little news bits of my world, and so that's kind of like where I got that.
That's exciting. I think it's neat. I think it's a good name. I know how hard it is to come up with a name, because it took us quite a while. We struggled for like 6 months to come up with the name we have now, which we're fixing to drop the Petway, so we'll officially be through Creek Farms in like a couple of weeks. So.
And if I remember, Adrienne, you mentioned back when you started in art, that was one of your, they called you Dri, right? Or something, said something to do with art as well?
Dri is a kind of like my art friend circle nickname for me for, a while, like 15 years or so. And so I was just like, I'll pick that since it's something I know.
I got you. And, I've been meaning to ask you, I think since the last, it was the 2 videos or 3 videos, and you may tell me because it's just, James, you're crazy because you haven't been paying attention. But where in the heck did the long hair come from? Because you've been hiding that from us, I think, haven't you?
It's been.
I love it, but is it always been in a bun, darling, or what? Because I love it. I love it.
He said the other day he was like,
I told him, I said, where's the long hair been? I love it over there.
I knew your hair wasn't short, obviously, because it was pulled back.
Yeah.
He's a man.
No, I knew it'd been pulled back, but I just haven't seen it. Do you normally wear it in a bun, sweetie, or what?
Yeah, I did. What's nice about moving is that you can kind of reinvent yourself a little bit in ways that you just didn't think about. And then all of a sudden I just was like, I'm going to do a side ponytail. I don't care if it makes me look 12. I'm going to do it.
I love it's beautiful. Ponytail. It's beautiful. It really is. It really is. I like it.
Do a side ponytail. Now I just have really curly hair. I'm having to embrace my curls. So, hey, Ranger Rob.
Oh, hey, Rob.
Ranger Rob, Country Living. Thank you for joining, sir.
He lives here in
Darren said
Central
it took all
Oregon.
10 seconds to come up with a name. Weird for me. Good.
Oh, it froze again. But yeah, so I'm really excited to get back to art and stuff. And I'm 100% sure not everybody who currently follows my channel now will be totally interested in seeing.
Can anybody see
Well,
us?
guys, how are we coming through, guys? I don't know.
You were glitched
4
out,
years
but I just kept talking. Celtic Roots.
You're back now, Adrienne. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yeah.
I know, that's cool.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good deal.
So I've seen on Facebook that you've been trying to get Benjamin ready for the flight.
Oh, yeah.
How is that going?
Well, I don't really know. Not great. I've been so I'm pretty open with the issues that I struggle with, and I have a lot of anxiety, and I deal with depression. And last year I was diagnosed with ADHD as well, and that doesn't like help anything. But I had been freaking out because my biggest fear is Benjamin getting loose, and here specifically getting loose and getting hit on the highway, because we live right on the highway, and we had a pet get hit there. And so after that, I was like extra like my kitty, and so I found out that you have to take your pet out of the carrier, and they have to scan the carrier in the x-ray machine.
Oh my!
And I was like, what in the actual F?
Yeah.
So you have to hold the cat in the airport and pray it doesn't jump down?
Yeah, I was like, do they not realize cats are basically liquid? Like, what on earth? And
our cat would never make it without drugs.
Right? And so
she does not even ride in the car good.
Come here, Benj. Let me show him your harness. One sec. I'll grab him.
I really.
So don't mind his pink.
Just trying to get her.
He's very comfortable in his masculinity, okay? So we started practicing with a kitty harness and a little bit on a leash, just a little bit on the leash,
right.
But I had a major fear with that because he escaped a harness before when I tried taking him outside, and so like all these little things, like added up to a ton of fear. So I'm just trying to do everything I can. So we found out that you could put an AirTag, which is an Apple like tracking device,
right,
on them. And so that was my extra security
in case he gets loose.
Yeah. And so then I can find him with my phone. And we've also been practicing taking him in the car and practicing in his new travel carrier, which he's not totally in love with. Last week, we tried 2 drugs for him, and one was called Ace something, and it was too much. He was too drugged. He was walking, but like crossing his arms and walking. And you could tell he was frustrated that his body wasn't doing what he wanted it to do. And it was kind of funny though, because he like walked up on his little carrier, and then all of a sudden you just see him slow motion, like fall. And, like really slow.
Did you laugh, Adrienne? Did you laugh at it?
Yeah. And then I was glad for him. But then we tried gabapentin, and that worked a little bit better. And I hope it works okay, because I don't want him as drugged as on the other one. That was kind of scary for me.
What was that drug? Jake?
It started with Ace, but it's like a really long word.
Jake, we can take that, mix it with some clear. Have a good time, came with Jake.
So
now, Adrienne, I know you booked your flight. And it may be something you don't want to get into. coming from Oregon, because Angela and I looked, just to make sure that, of course, the Virgin Islands do not have any better pull to us than Oregon. If we were to visit, we would much rather not go to the Virgin Islands, of course, than Oregon. But not to mention that it's 1,000 miles closer to go to the Virgin Islands than it is to go to Oregon from where we are, just south of Atlanta. But I would assume, do you come through Atlanta? Is that a hub to get to the Virgin Islands, or do you go through Miami?
We are actually having a layover in Atlanta for about 5 hours, so that's kind of cool.
Really?
We did recently.
It is. That's what
Go ahead.
Okay. Good deal.
Huh?
We may have to talk a little bit more about it.
Okay, but we just booked that one because we made the decision. We were kind of waiting to see when the house, because we're selling our house and 20 acres here. So we wanted to make sure everything was like solid, but you don't get to know that when you're selling your house. And like the stuff like the appraisal people, like we don't know when they're coming yet. And so, excuse me, sorry, I haven't talked this much in a while, but, so we had to decide, like, what are we going to do? Because we need to have a date in order to make more decisions. So we finally, said that, okay, well, if the house doesn't sell, we can afford to pay for the house mortgage and the rental for, a period of time. And we're like, okay, so we'll book the flight and just go with it. So we're leaving in the beginning-ish of December. And so we're pretty excited. But I found that flight with only one layover, and it was the shortest flight I could find at 13 hours.
That's still quite the while.
It was better than the one we had, which was 20 hours. Oh my goodness.
That's wild. No, we do not have.
When I saw that, I was like, I'm taking it. We're getting that one.
We actually have AT&T DSL.
Copper. It's copper line projects for Paul. We have copper internet, copper cable.
From the 90s when they first put in internet. They're never going to do anything else with this. Eventually, somebody with fiber might come down our road, or
we're praying for Starlink.
That's what we're hoping for. So we've been told that possibly Spectrum might come down because they're within 2 miles of either end. So anyways, hey, Shane or Kim. I think that's Shane.
Hey, guys. How you doing, Shane?
So
we're on with Miss Adrienne Smith.
So what would you say are you looking forward to the most about your relocation?
I'm looking really forward to not winter, mostly. We are going to be getting out of here right before it really kicks off here, and
right.
Oh, goodness gracious. This year is supposed to be butt cold. Like, we've had pretty mild winters for the last couple of years, but our first year here, we got into negative 11. And I'm like, I don't really want to deal with that again. So I'm like, let's get out of here. And I'm hoping to be, on the beach sipping some pineapple-y drink or something for my birthday.
You're darn right.
Sounds fantastic. That'd be how I want to spend my birthday.
Well, y'all, and that talk about extremes. I mean, you went from 111 then the summer to potentially negative 11 in the winter. I mean, those extremes. I can't fathom that extreme. Just cannot fathom that.
Yeah. But the above 100 was not normal for that area, was it?
No, we might have a couple of days of 100 or 105 here, because we're in the desert, so that's kind of expected to be hot. But we were over 110 for over a week, and the high temperature was 115, and that. It happened last year too, where we had a day of 115. And I know a lot of you Southern people down in Texas and stuff, you're like, whatever, I can deal with that. But the thing is that it was not usual for here, especially not in June.
Right.
Yeah, that's early. Because if we get temperatures 100 or above, it's usually August.
Mhm.
And we didn't get any this year above 100, I don't think.
No, I think we got a 97. I want to say is about the most we got this year.
Yeah, it
about
wasn't. I don't
97.
even know if we had 100 this year.
I mean, for somebody with my physique, it felt like 127.
Right.
But I mean, at 97, I think is about the hottest we got. Now, Adrienne, where are you? And I may have missed the last video or so, but where are you now with what's the latest with your farmstead animals? What's the latest with your homestead animals?
I think she
We're
only has
just
the rabbits
down
left.
to the donkeys now.
Oh, so you did get rid of the rabbits.
Yes, I went ahead and I had my best friend's mom was like, I'll take them if you don't find someone, and try to find them a place, because she lives in a little bit more populated area than I do, where probably not everyone has rabbits like they do out here. So she's going to try and find over, because she lives on the west side of the Cascades, closer to Portland and everything. And so, so she took them, and she's great with animals too. So, and she's had rabbits before. So I was really like kind of to the point where I was like, okay, I just need to get this done. And
that's awesome. And the donkeys, you have a plan for you do have a plan for the donkeys.
Did you say your farrier or something?
They're just still at your place, right?
Yeah, the farrier decided to take them on. They were going to go back to their old owner, but she got a little worried because they've had 5 acres here to themselves, for the last 2.5 years or whatever, 2.5 plus years. And her place is only 4 acres total with her house and everything, and she would have had to give them a very small paddock because they like to chase smaller animals like goats and stuff. And so she was like, if we can find someplace else for them to be, that would be awesome. Of course they could come here, but I feel bad because they're not going to have the life they had at your house. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And I was like, okay, my farrier had joked about wanting them. I was like, well, let me just see if she's serious. And I had to let her know that, they'll come with the hay, because we're having a hay shortage here because of the drought. And
right. Oh, wow.
It's very expensive. And so she was like, I don't know if I can feed 2 more animals, And I was like, well, they'll come with feed to last them until first cutting next year. And she's like, oh, okay, I can commit to that then.
Oh.
So that's good. That works.
Yes, that's awesome.
I know you wanted them to go to the right people that would at least treat them right.
Yeah, all my animals. I was really picky. I think I was most picky about my bees, actually. But
yeah, there's no doubt you loved your bees for sure. You loved them all, but you had a connection with your bees beyond any. That's for sure.
It was hard. I really didn't want them to go to someone who was just starting out, who didn't seem like they've done research or didn't have sort of a community to ask questions to.
Right.
I did give 2 of them to someone who was starting out, but their friend contacted me saying that they're already beekeeping and they were going to help them. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like a good plan. And then the other person was someone who's already been beekeeping, and their mentor is someone I know already.
Okay. Well, that works.
So I was like, oh, it's a perfect situation really for them. But I got nervous that I wasn't going to be able to get rid of them,
I'm glad you were. I know that would be a worry of mine, I would think. What will we do with all our animals? So what's the least thing that you're looking for? Like that you're dreading, or what am I trying to say?
Well, the winter, you're looking forward to you're looking forward to losing the winter. That's what you're most happy about, getting out of Oregon. So what do you not want to, what are you dreading the most about leaving Oregon?
Or moving?
Mostly for there specifically is the humidity. It's not something I deal with here in Central Oregon. In the desert, it's very low humidity. So I know I'm going to be dying until I acclimate. But if I can acclimate to 100 degrees for over a month, I'm like, I can do it. I'm pretty sure I can do it.
That's right. I can understand that.
And then the other is just, the whole process of getting there. It's like, I don't really I love traveling, but I I don't like from point A, the middle from point A to point B, but I like point B. I just don't like the travel part.
Yeah, I understand. Sweating in the shower. You're right, Jake. That's how it is. I know it's the same way here in Georgia. You step out of the shower and you start sweating. The humidity is nuts.
So I know you said you don't plan to farm or anything. Do you plan on growing any vegetables or flowers anywhere there, or like a community garden or on your back porch? Or
so I'll probably I recently learned about a drink called a pineapple mint soda, and it's very simple. So it's pineapple and some model mint and the bubbly water with some simple syrup. So I'm definitely gonna probably grow some mint so I can have that drink.
Yep, that sounds like a winner.
And so I'll probably do some growing like on a balcony or something. But since we'll be renting for a little bit, we'll see. I don't really want a lot of responsibility for a little while.
I understand.
So I probably will skip this growing season. Their growing season there is from, the fall to spring.
So it's already kind of started.
Yeah. So I'll probably skip because they stop in the summer because of the humidity and stuff.
Right.
And so I did learn that they do have some community gardens. So once I'm up to it, and if I'm in a place where I can't garden there physically, I'll probably do community garden. But we do hope, if we decide to, buy a home, we do hope to get a little bit of property, not 20 acres, but maybe like an acre.
Right.
Like, because I want to grow flowers mostly. I like growing flowers more than food.
I know.
Your cut flower arrangements that you did, I believe it was just this last season. I loved watching your cut flower arrangements and what you were doing with them for sure.
Oh, thanks. They were fun. They were a joy.
What? They were beautiful. Yes. What in the world's going on?
Another section, another way for artwork.
Oh, okay, I got it. Do that. Hold on just a second.
Oh, did they freeze? I'm really excited. It actually doesn't really feel super real. Hi, Life with Blenda and Chuck. Like I'm kind of in that mental limbo space.
Okay.
So she's still there. We're still here. It's your computer that
I'm still here. You guys cut out for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, hello, Blenda and Chuck. Thank you for joining us. We have Adrienne from the Dri Journal, formerly Farmstead Smith. She is moving from Oregon to the Caribbean.
From South Mississippi. Hello there.
I've never been to Mississippi.
Mm-mm.
I don't know why. Been to Alabama. I've been to Louisiana, but I've never been to Mississippi.
I've been there. I've gotten tickets.
I've been to Mississippi when I was little.
You probably driven through there, but I flew to Louisiana. I never drove through Mississippi.
We have some good friends there, Doug and Shelley.
We have other friends there.
Yeah, we have several friends there. That's right.
Yep. I have a friend in Oregon too, besides Adrienne.
That's right. That's right.
I was like, I know.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
One of my really good friends lives up there.
Jake said, "You're not missing much." Sounds like a true Texan. You're not missing much in Mississippi.
So, what will you miss the most about where you live now when you leave?
The views. Definitely. The views.
Really? It's happening. Really?
It's so, like, we have, like, some buttes over here, a little bit of mountains. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 mountaintops. And, like, I love trees, but I love that there's not tall trees here because you can see the horizon and you can see all the way around you. And out here specifically, we live kind of in the middle of nowhere. And so we had hardly any light pollution. So it was always a star show. Saw so many like falling stars in the last 5 years.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
And so I'll definitely miss the views. I have the hills that are right over there. I call them my unicorn hills just because when the light hits them a certain way, it looks like that's where unicorns would live.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Chuck said he met his wife in Tennessee and she brought him to Mississippi.
Tennessee is a beautiful state.
It is.
That would be a hard state to leave from Mississippi.
Jake said, come on, guys, you know the rule there is Texas and there's everything else. Oh,
please. Jake is speaking like a true Texan.
Yes.
That is for sure.
I don't know.
He's speaking like a true Texan, but I don't know if I had the choice between Texas and the USVI.
I would probably choose the
Yes, I believe I'd have to choose the USVI for sure. That is for sure.
You're going to deal with the same humidity. You might as well have
That's
an
right.
ocean.
And then there's my cousins from Alaska who always laugh at Texans.
Yes. Because you can fit 3.5 Texases in Alaska.
Yeah.
Yes. Central Oregon does have Ranger Rob says Central Oregon does have wonderful views.
I've never been to
I've
Oregon.
driven through Oregon, and I can't remember if it was central, southern. It wasn't northern. I know that. I cannot remember what part. It was beautiful what I drove through, but I cannot remember. Central Oregon is some more. Is it desert?
Yeah.
Central Oregon desert. Okay, high desert. Okay.
How many climates are there in Oregon? I know there's the desert.
All
of them? Is there? Okay.
There's a true desert, which is called the Alvord Desert. There's, they call it used to be at least a rainforest. The Mount Hood National Forest got so many inches of rain per year, they qualified it as a rainforest, and then there's the coast, there's mountain ranges, multiple, and all of them.
That's neat.
Yeah, that's one thing
now,
I really like about Oregon too. I will miss Oregon. I'm, born and raised here mostly, and
you were okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm from the coast area. That's where I really wanted to go. I mean, I'm not complaining about where we are going, but I really just wanted to go to the Oregon coast because they have here the growing season is zone 5 or growing zone is zone 5, and the coast is zone 8 and 9. And
that's wild.
So that would have been nice, but I guess we're going to zone 13. So
wow, because we're growing zone 8. We're between 8A and 8B where we live. So Jake said, Darren, nobody can live where even the flies are deadly. Come on.
Now, Belinda
Vegemite keeps them away.
Yeah. Belinda and Chuck, I agree with you. The company I worked for a while was their office was in Houston. And who wants to be anywhere near Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth? No, there's no. Who wants to be there? Houston, especially. There's no. Okay, you go to Houston and everybody talks about, oh, you got to go see the woodlands. So you're thinking, okay, we'll go see being nice nature. No, the woodlands is a huge, rich area where everybody wants to live. It's not even a nice place. So yeah, you go spend time in Houston and you need to get out where it's quiet. Agree with you 100%, Belinda and Chuck. 100%. For sure. The Adrienne, you said the coast of Oregon. Did you have family on the coast, or why did you guys pick Oregon? Did you have family out there that direction?
Well, I was born and raised here.
Okay.
But
what about Dan the Man?
He was
what about Dan the Man?
Colorado, and then moved here in his early teens. And so the funny thing is that he went to the same high school I went to. He lived in the same towns I lived in, except for a few years before me.
Okay. All right. Okay. So y'all didn't meet in school then? Y'all weren't high school sweethearts, I take it?
No, he's 7 years older than me.
Okay.
No, then they wouldn't have been in high school. That'd have been weird.
This is true. This is true. Angela, actually...
We lived in the same town, went to different schools, hung out with the exact same people, but never at the same time.
Never.
We met at a funeral.
That's where I used to go to pick up women in their time of need. They were vulnerable in that state.
We'd eventually have met. Our paths would have crossed at some point, I believe, because we knew the same people. He was like, yeah, I hung out with them. And he probably, because he would drop me off at my time that I had to be dropped off, and then he would go hang out with people. That's probably, he hung out with them probably after I had to be home.
Yeah, parents were too strict.
Yes, super strict.
Yeah.
Terrible parents.
She'll be home at what?
Making their children be home on time.
6:30?
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, too early.
You're 6.5 years older than Blenda. I am 3.5 months older than James.
She's my old lady. 3.5 months older. So the Benjamin will be the only pet. No birds, no anything else, no hamsters, no rats, no snakes, nothing.
Nope. If I could have, I would have brought my at least lady chicken. But
yes, you love lady, that's for sure.
They had to be in the National Poultry Improvement Program, and that's just kind of a really big hassle. I also didn't think it would be fair to make animals travel that distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's true.
It'd been kind of hard to keep her in a condo though too.
Now, did Lady go with
a chicken diaper on her? I don't care. I'll do it.
Did Lady go? Did all of your chickens stay together? Did Lady go with the rest of your chickens?
Yeah, it was kind of a requirement for me that they would stay together, because I know how Benjamin just touched me. Feed me.
He's hungry, isn't he?
Yes, it's almost his dinner time.
It's almost I'm surprised Henry's not in our face right now.
I know. Oh man, I don't remember what I was saying.
It was a requirement for you to have all your chickens together.
Oh yeah, and I was lucky because I know how much they are attached to each other, and they don't like change.
Mm-hmm.
And even just moving is stressful, where they could just die out of stress because their chickens like to die. And so when I found that someone was interested in having my whole flock and happy with older chickens, I was like, done. Let's do it. Like, I don't want to find anybody else.
Yeah, it's hard to find people that are going to overwinter chickens, knowing they're not going to get anything out of them. So it's good that you were able to get somebody to take them.
I was really thankful. They were just moving. They lived in Bend already, but they were just moving to some acreage and already had a chicken coop there and everything. And I was like, right on. You just need to do a couple things, like give them a roosting bar and everything, and they'll be perfect.
Did you make them? Did you tell them to make them a poop shelf?
No, their coop was like one of those that looks like a barn shape, but isn't very tall. So I don't think that would have worked for them. It had like the tall center part, but the sides were only as tall as like the nesting boxes.
Just knocked everything over. Henry's over here licking your leg, James.
I know, it was bleeding.
Oh, good Lord. That dog is so weird.
It was bleeding. He's taking care of Daddy.
No.
He's just taking care of Daddy. And it's his dinner time, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time.
Yeah, Henry quit.
Well, it's getting to be about time to wrap this up.
It's getting quit. Well, I wanted to say, like I said, we loved Adrienne. You started your channel, was it August of last year? Your YouTube channel?
Yes, her channel name changed to Dri Journal. Then Chuck. She changed it because they're moving.
And it was August of last year. Is that correct, Adrienne?
Yes.
I really just thought that.
She's still steady talking.
So yes, Blenda and Chuck. My channel's name was Farmstead Smith, and I changed it to the Dri Journal because we're no longer really going to be doing farm stuff. And so I needed to find something that was a little more encompassing and not so restrictive, since I didn't want to mislead people.
So that right there explains 100% why I fell in love with Adrienne so much. She is spontaneous. We keep cutting out on the internet, and Adrienne takes it all in stride and keeps rolling with it. It was the same way since Adrienne started her channel. I have no idea. Facebook must have thrown Adrienne up on my page right after she started her channel. Adrienne grew very quickly because she's so lovable.
Yes.
And
If you don't subscribe to her, go subscribe to her
Yes.
channel.
You have to go subscribe to the Dri Journal.
If somebody can throw her link up, I know somebody's throwing it up. If one of my moderators could throw her link up, I'd really appreciate it.
Adrienne Smith.
Tasha's on. I remember her.
Hey, Tasha. But Adrienne Smith has not changed. The content of her channel may have changed, but why I fell in love with Adrienne Smith hadn't changed.
That's right.
She's still there. She still puts out content that is that's so contagious. It's so addictive. And if you go follow the Dri Journal, you'll see why. I think
he's the only one that thinks that, though. I don't know. I haven't really.
Maybe, and I don't want to make you blush, but we certainly do. And
enjoy it.
Yeah,
he'll watch it, and then I'll go watch it good separately. So,
and a lot of times when we watch it, one of us will watch a channel, and we'll talk to the other one about it. We both won't watch it. So it's just we really enjoy it, and we've always talked back and forth and joined the lives, and you are not afraid to broach the subjects, Adrienne, that personal subjects of what you're going through. You're not afraid to talk about what's on your heart. You're not afraid to approach a comment that a YouTuber will leave you in fear of, they might not leave me another comment. They might not watch me anymore. If it's on your heart, you talk about it. If it's a comment that somebody leaves you, you won't just leave a heart and go on. You will, if it's not the comment you want to hear, if it's a little bit off subject, you're going to talk to them about it. And being real like you are is what gravitated me to you. And I know you won't lose that, so I don't have to tell you not to lose that. I don't have to tell you to stick to how you are, because you're going to do that. And we really appreciate it. We really appreciate you coming on. We're honored that you were our first Creekside Chat guest.
Yes, thank you, Darren. I don't know why I can't find the link.
Darren posted it.
Thank you, Darren.
But we really appreciate you coming on. Everybody here, I hope you go sub. I hope you go check her out and continue. And if you continue to follow her, begin following her, you'll fall in love with her like we did.
Tasha, you got to join us earlier. 8 o'clock.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, I was telling Tasha she's got to join us earlier.
Oh, I thought before we left that I would kind of show you what I'm doing on my channel right now.
Most
just really
definitely.
Quick, I brought my
you take your time
journal over with me just to show you what kind of art that I do. If you were interested in, if anybody was interested in rolling over to the channel and seeing. So this is my favorite piece that I've done recently. And
I love that.
This kind of, I'll just hold it up for a minute. This kind of came about when I learned about something called nature journaling. And I was doing that.
Benjamin.
Yeah, he's kind of a painter.
Benjamin's just walking right in front.
But so I learned about nature journaling, and basically it's just a way to connect with nature more. You learn about this new thing, maybe a new plant or a new bird or animal, and you scribble it down and you write some notes about it, and then maybe you go home and do a little bit of research and learn, and it's a way to connect yourself to nature more. And I was doing one piece about some native birds here, and it kind of evolved. And the next piece I did was about bluebirds, and that's where this sort of memory journal started to come around and evolve into itself. And I wrote down these positive memories I had with the bluebirds, because I was crying. I was crying over leaving the bluebirds. I felt kind of silly about it, but I was like, they're just so beautiful. They're blue, like they are blue, and they're just so magnificent. And I was so upset to be leaving them. I was like, who's going to appreciate them? And like stuff like that. So I found writing down those memories of how I saw like 30 of them on the pond one time, or, they flit by me and they hang out kind of close to me. Was a really good way for me to process my emotions for this move, because it was kind of sudden. We only just decided in September. So then we're suddenly, getting rid of animals, getting rid of furniture, changing our whole life that we've had for the last 5 years. and just because we need something new. And so that particular chicken page, that was Lady Chicken, and she probably was my bestest friend here and on the farm, and doing,
Loved
you know,
it.
just writing down those things like helps you process stuff if you're struggling. So if you ever need to, you know, get through something and, you know, draw, and it doesn't matter if you can draw well, just draw, because it's a process. Just draw something and then scribble some words about it, and it's really cathartic.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to
Show us
share
that Blue Jay. Now, show us the Blue Jay page. I love the Blue Jay. That Blue Jay was the first one you did, right?
They're not the same as
Bluebird,
Blue
yeah,
Jay,
Bluebird.
but
Right, the Blue Jay, the Bluebird page. Yep,
Oh,
love that
there
one.
we go.
I
So like they
loved
are
all
like
of them.
almost that color too, like except brighter.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So,
Now I want you to
yeah.
go ahead and flip through your pages, Adrienne, because that was something we
Okay, I'll
wanted
do
to
it
show
quick
anyway.
though, because I'll do it only quick though, because you guys gotta go look at my video where I show it. Okay.
That's right. That's right. You got to go look at
So
the video. Got to go look at. That's right.
this was the first page I did with the spotted towhee and the white crowned sparrow, and that's where it kind of all started and evolved to where I'm writing down these memories and processing the fact that I'm leaving all of this behind. And she was the
Lady
best.
Chicken. I know.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the donkeys.
I love the donkeys.
Yes.
I know you said you had trouble with them, but they look so happy.
I did have trouble drawing them. I like drew like this like 17 times. Erase, redraw, erase, redraw. But it turned out really well. It's like just the process. You're like, oh, this looks like crap, and then you keep going, and you're like, oh, okay, this is better. But
Rabbits
and the
were so
bunnies.
cute.
Yes. The rabbits were awesome.
Such a hard time finding a home for. It was hard because they are just not. They weren't mean, but they weren't friendly. They were just there, you know.
Right.
So they
They're
weren't
just
really like petty pets.
kind of like me. He said kind of like me.
And then
The
Love
ducks.
the duck.
So
Yes,
Baby
love the duck. Geese. Yeah, that's
Baby
right.
geese.
Love the
they
geese.
were so cute. And then the bees.
Our beloved bees.
And
y'all have to
for
go watch
those of
these
you
videos,
who are
guys.
kind of late, I was a beekeeper while I was here for the last 4 years, and I had to just get rid of them. But look, it's got shiny.
Mm-hmm.
That's neat.
You love them.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And then I'm working on some lizards now.
Neat.
Now, Adrienne, I know you've got videos. I know on your Facebook page, which is wonderful, guys, that you actually you type out what you have written on those pages as well. On your videos, do you read it out?
No, I didn't really type out everything that I wrote on the pages. I just kind of wrote a little bit, but definitely like on Facebook and stuff. If you go to Instagram or Facebook, mostly Facebook would probably be easier, but you can totally zoom in and read it if that anyone was so inclined. But no, I didn't read it out. I thought that would be a little boring. But I do talk during it.
Not to people like me anyway. But no, guys, check out the Facebook, the YouTube,
Instagram.
It is in her Instagram. Those that she does awesome work. She's an awesome young lady for sure.
But yeah, so I just want to make sure you all saw that before we closed out, because that's what I'm kind of turning my channel into, is, you know, our whole new life process of, you know, moving to the Caribbean and trying to bring art back into my life as a priority.
I bet you'll be able to draw so many beautiful things here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
I mean,
That's
just like the foliage, is that the word I'm looking for, and the flowers and the color of the water in the Caribbean is just so magnificent. I don't even know if you can describe it.
Yeah, you can draw the ocean floor.
They just call it Caribbean blue.
Mm-hmm.
It's so beautiful. I mean, it's like you can see through it. I mean, like you can see your feet. It's like being in a pool. I love the Caribbean.
Wait.
That is the one place we have discussed if we ever wanted to move, but we could never move away from our grandkids, so it would never happen.
That's right. And if we kidnapped them, well, Brooke and David are on here, so if we kidnapped them, we wouldn't get very far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we'd make it very far. Maybe.
Oh, it cut out again.
I hate that our internet has been so raggedy tonight. For
That's
sure.
okay.
For sure.
It's been frustrating, but I appreciate everybody.
It's been great that everybody has hung on for that. Adrienne, that is a tribute to you. The people have hung on with the internet. So we certainly appreciate the guys that have hung in so long with the internet like it is. Adrienne, we certainly appreciate you coming on and joining us tonight, hon. And we look forward to following the Dri Journal.
And
Thank
seeing
you.
where
We'll
you
have to
go.
do it
I will be
again
following
on
you
the
for
beach.
as long as you are online.
Yeah.
Do what?
I said we'll have to do it again,
Tell
but
you, I
then
didn't
I'll
hear
have
that last part.
the beach as my background.
That's right.
Yes.
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 We'll
Yeah.
do it from the beach. That's right. Absolutely. We
And
look
I'll
forward
be
to
in
that
the
one.
same time zone well, I guess I won't because there's no time change there. But we'll be closer
Right,
to the
okay.
same time.
Well, a lot closer. That's right. A lot closer. And we have to find out how Benjamin did on the way down there.
Yes.
I'll definitely say
sure.
something because oh my gosh, if it goes, I'm so scared.
I'm sure he'll do fine.
He'll do well. He'll do well. If not, we'll give him some more of the medicine. All right. We appreciate it, Adrienne. Thanks to everybody for joining us.
Bye.
Thanks
Good
for
night.
having
Love
me.
y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.